Okay, next one, Chapter 9, Review number 9. So let's see. Again, we're given the circle. Remember, the way to figure out where the circle's centered is to pretend that this side is actually 0 over here. And we want to figure out what makes these parentheses each equal 0. Because if the radius squared is 0, then the radius is 0. And so all we're left with is the center point. So -4 for the x and 2 for the y will make everything 0, leaving me with just a center point. And so my center point right here, -4, 2. Again, remember, this is radius squared, so that means the radius is going to be 10. So now I can plot my circle. I go to x equals -4 and y equals +2 right here. And I'll label that just to have it, -4, 2. And the radius is 10, so if I go up 10, I'm at 12. If I go down 10, I'm at -8. If I go this way 10, I'm at 6. And if I go this way 10, I'm at -14. And so now I can connect these to make a circle. I'm going to try this thing again, see if it works. There we go. So there's my circle. Prove that the point 9, 4. Oh, this is a typo. Remember, this should be 2, -6. So prove that the point 2, -6 has to be on the circle. Okay. Whoops. Oh, shucks. Undo that. Alright, so 2, -6. Well, let me get a different color here. 2, -6 would be right here. Now, it looks like it's on the circle, but looks like is not good enough. You have to somehow prove that it's on the circle. So, some of the things I know, let's pretend that I don't actually know if this is on the circle or not. I just know it's close to it. So, I do know the radius is 10. So, if this were 10 units, that black line that I just drew, then I know it's got to be on the circle. So, what I want to prove is that that black line is 10. So, I'm going to call it C. And then I'm going to make my little triangle here. And when I go up and down, the y's change. So from 2 to -6, that's a difference of 8. And along the bottom here, the x's change from 2 to -4. So that's 6. And if I do Pythag, I've got 8 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. C ends up being 10. So, since the point 2, -6 is 10 units from the center of the circle, and the circle's radius equals 10, the point 2, -6 must be on the circle. Okay. So the next part here, again, this is a typo. That should be still 2, -6. So now it says find the equation of the line that's tangent to the circle at 2, -6. Okay, so remember, a tangent line is a line that only touches the circle at one point, and in this case it's got to be at 2, -6. So here's my tangent line. Now, point slope form, remember, is this form: y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. And we plug in for three things here. We plug in for m, which is just the slope of the tangent, slope of your line. And we plug in for the x1 and the y1, where x1 and y1 equals any point on your line. Okay, so using this idea, well, we only know one point on the green line, 2, -6. So that's going to be my x1, y1. So that's what I'll plug in. So if I rewrite this, y minus y1, well, y1 is now -6. So this is going to turn into a +6 equals m. And then x minus x1, and x1 here is 2. So let me rewrite this a little bit. Y plus 6 equals m. x minus 2. So the only thing I have left is what's the slope here. Okay, so if I look at the slope, the problem is I can't figure out the slope of the tangent directly because I only know one point on it. But I can figure out the slope of this radius right here. That slope, since I already have a triangle drawn in and it's going downhill, the slope is going to be negative 8 over 6. Or I could reduce that to negative 4 over 3. Well, if you look at the tangent drawn to the radius, well, those are always going to be right angled. And so that means that this slope is going to be the negative reciprocal of that. So this slope right here is going to be positive 3 over 4, or if you left it as negative 8 over 6 here, you could also have 6 over 8. So then I'm going to plug that in way down here. So this is going to turn into y plus 6 equals 3 over 4, or 6 over 8, x minus 2. And then that's it. There you go. That's the equation of the tangent line. There's one more part here that's left. That should say 2, negative 6. And this can go here. The last part says, is the point... oh, that's a typo again. 2.1, negative 5.9 was the correction from class. So is that point on the circle, inside it, or outside it? So for this one, the way to approach this is, well, we know the center point. So let me get this back. We know the center point was at 4, negative 2. Is that right? Or was it negative 4, 2? Negative 4, 2. And the point we're looking at, oops, positive 2. The point we're looking at would be down here roughly. It's real close to 2, negative 6, which was what we were looking at before. It's 2.1, negative 5.9. Now some people, when they plot that, they say, okay, it's over a little bit this way, so it's got to be outside the circle. But it's also up a little bit, which puts it right back near the circle. Turns out it's not on it. And so we need to figure out what it is. And so just like up here, where we called this C and made a triangle to figure out how far away it was from the center, we're going to do the same thing right here. Remember, this is the center. So here's my slope triangle. And when I go up and down, the y's change. So it's from 2 to negative 5.9. So if I do big minus little, it's 2 minus negative 5.9, which equals 7.9. So this side right here is positive 7.9 units long. And this side, the x has changed. I'm going from negative 4 to 2.1. So negative 4 all the way up to 2.1 is going to be a distance of 6.1 units. 2.1 minus negative 4. Okay, so now I can call this C, and if I do Pythag, I get 7.9 squared plus 6.1 squared equals C squared. I believe, let's see, do I have a calculator here? Here it is. So 7.9 squared is 62.41. 6.1 squared is 37.21. If we add those together, we get 99.62 equals C squared. Take the square root, and we get C, which is 9.981 with a little bit of rounding there. So C is 9.981. Well, since the point 2.1 negative 5.9 is 9.981 units from the center of the circle, and the circle's radius equals 10, well, since it's shorter, the point 2.1 negative 5.9, whoops, point must be inside the circle. Okay, hope that makes sense.